And sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
After firing at police officers, a Laurel man is under arrest. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning. It's Tuesday, March 28th, 2017. Skies partly cloudy right now. It's a little chilly. It's 34 degrees in Missoula. And our newscast this morning is sponsored by Dig It Excavating. They bring 30 years of excellence to every job. Just give them a call at 214-4292. Police in Laurel, which is up by Billings, say a man was arrested after shots were reportedly fired during a domestic disturbance and later at responding officers. Officers say 37-year-old Charles Williams was arrested Monday morning on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, criminal endangerment, and partner or family member assault. Laurel police received reports of gunshots and a woman screaming about 2:30 in the morning. Officers from several agencies responded. Police said Williams began firing at officers. One round grazed the boot of a highway patrol trooper. Police Chief Rick Musson says Williams' wife and two children were eventually able to safely leave the house. Williams surrendered just after 5 a.m. 55-year-old Terry Jones has been placed in the Missoula County Jail on $25,000 bond after allegedly driving drunk the wrong way on Interstate 90 for 9 miles, causing several drivers to run off the road and then striking another vehicle before being arrested. At her Missoula Justice Court appearance Monday, Deputy County Attorney Amber Henning related the circumstances of Jones's arrest to Judge Marie Anderson.
The defendant is alleged to have driven the wrong way for more than 9 miles on Interstate 90. She collided with one driver and nearly hit many others as well. The trooper noted that she appeared extremely intoxicated and had an open wine box in her car.
Henning said this was not Jones's first run-in with the law.
We're really concerned with the amount of people that she nearly ran into, and we believe that warrants a large bail in this case. This is her second criminal endangerment. In addition to that bail, we're asking for alcohol monitoring and other standard conditions.
Court documents indicate no one was seriously injured when Jones's vehicle struck a pickup truck. Judge Anderson set bail at $25,000 in order Jones to undergo alcohol monitoring. A House panel has rejected an infrastructure bill to use bonds to fund $33 million worth of public works projects across the state. The House Appropriations Committee voted 13-9 against the bill yesterday. The measure had angered Democrats by removing several large building projects and led the governor's office to warn that it might result in the state failing to pass a bonding bill this session. That leaves a $98 million bonding bill by State Senator Eric Moore of Miles City. Moore's bill includes projects like $25 million to renovate the Montana State University's Romney Hall and $10 million for a new veterans home for Butte. The question is whether the Republican lawmakers in the House will agree with that level of state debt for building projects, along with schools, roads, bridges, sewer, and water projects. On Saturday in Great Falls, Montana's senior senator John Tester received the Montgomery Medal for outstanding support for the National Guard. Tester said he fully supports the mission of the Guard in Montana and was humbled to receive the award.
When disaster strikes here at home, whether it's floods, fires, storms, earthquakes, the Montana National Guard is there to serve and lend out a helping hand to our neighbors. When our Commander-in-Chief needs to protect our freedoms or train our allies abroad, the Montana National Guard is there to serve and answer the call to duty.
Tester also praised the recent transition of the Montana Air National Guard to what he called the workforce of the Air Force.
Because of the world-class reputation of Montana's airmen and the strong leadership here in this community, we brought the C-130s here to sail the big sky and usher in the next chapter here in Great Falls. The 120th Airlift Wing is now the workforce of the Air Force, and I don't think we would have it any other way.
The medal is named in honor of former Brigadier General and Mississippi Congressman Gillespie V. Sonny Montgomery. A bill to make Montana compliant with federal driver's license rules would cost the state more than $2 million a year for the next 4 years. But if it doesn't pass, Montana residents won't be able to use their state-issued licenses to board airplanes starting in January. State lawmakers have resisted complying with the 2005 Federal Real ID Act over concerns of privacy. The legislature passed a law in 2007 forbidding the state from issuing the enhanced identification cards. The proposal by Democrat Senator Jill Cohenauer of East Helena would give Montanans the option of choosing a license that meets federal requirements. Cohenauer told the Senate State Administration Committee yesterday it would cost the state $2.5 million to implement in the first year and then go down after that. A conservative website called Professor Watch List has posted a photo of one Montana University system professor claiming he will, quote, discriminate against conservative students, end quote, and quoting again, advanced leftist propaganda in the classroom, end quote. University of Montana African American Studies professor Tobin Schur said this is not true. Schur acknowledges he has used his free speech rights as an American citizen to advocate publicly for political movements like Black Lives Matter. However, he does say that ends at the classroom door.
I tend towards the left, but I'm afraid they've miscalibrated to say that that I was radical and revolutionary, or whatever phrase they use. I'm afraid I just don't have that much political chutzpah to be put on that level of the extreme left. That would not be accurate.
Schur says Professor Watchlist improperly took statements he made at a public forum and then accused him of making those arguments in the classroom, something he said he would never do. He gives Professor Watchlist a C+ for their research on the matter.
In the classroom, I have a very particular relationship with my students, one in which I'm given a whole lot of trust to be able to craft a learning space in which everyone's voice is welcome. And if I'm using my platform as a pedagogue to promote a political agenda, I am failing at my work as a professor.
Schur says the watch list posting has not caused any students or parents to question him about his teaching methods. He says he's received mail from around the world, though. According to Schur, the University of Montana has been supportive. The Montana Senate has passed a bill that would require local school boards to establish policies and procedures for youth suicide prevention and response. The bill by Republican Representative Dennis Lenz of Billings passed on a 48-2 vote yesterday. Well, it's tax scam season again, but according to Ravalli County Sheriff Steve Holden, the number of scam reports so far this year have been few. This is in stark contrast to last year.
Last year might have been one of the worst. We only know about the ones that actually reported to us. We probably had 30 or 40 calls last year. And like I said, if we're getting 30 or 40 reported to us, there's probably significantly more than that happening where people are just hanging up. Well, my fear always is that somebody will provide that financial information and lose some money.
As tax scam reports continue trickling in, though, Holton says there is one scam that involves his department that he'd like to warn the public about.
There was somebody calling identifying themselves as a local law enforcement officer, and if they didn't pay a certain amount of money, then local law enforcement would come to arrest them, and that's simply just not the case. They didn't use the name of any local officers, but they identified as being with the Hamilton Police or the Ravalli County Sheriff's Office.
Holton says officers will never request payment to delay an arrest. To do so would be a felony in and of itself. He says any calls threatening payment or prison should be a red flag. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Mostly cloudy skies today with our high temperatures near normal. Many areas will be in the upper 40s and close to the 50-degree mark. A slight chance of a shower is expected this afternoon. As we head into your Wednesday, we'll see areas of rain with highs in the low 50s. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.